Hello, everyone. Good evening or good night. Welcome. Here is Enric Bandel. I'm an Access CF three body class facilitator, and yeah, a wizard looking for more magic in this world, like all of you, I hope. So, yeah, in this Zoom, we are going to talk, to share, to explore about the paradise. So, how is it for you guys? How is this title for you? Many of you are excited. So no, some of you say that you feel intensity, you feel a lot of energy. So I hope the paradise is something great for you. What if this energy, this intensity can be joy? Yeah. What if the intensity that we are perceiving in many moments in our life is just, let's say, good energy, like joy, like pleasure, but many times this has been change it, switch it to something hard, to something uncomfortable. Yeah. How is it, guys? The sound good? Yeah. Are you guys good? Okay. So yeah, so we have many languages here. That's why we are checking. We are starting, but we have many people here translating at the same time. That's a great gift also for you. If you want to see or listen your translation, you can choose the language here down in the interpretation. Many of you are joining, so you can still choose your language if you like it more. Okay. So yeah, let me mute something. Okay. Yeah, guys, and if you have a question, you can write it on the chat, okay, and I will read it, or your translator will read it. Okay. It's interesting. It's a nice energy here, many languages at the same time. So how does it get any better than this? How much fun can we have? How much can we receive from that? So what do we know all about paradise? So does it sound like home paradise? Does it sound something familiar for you? For me, it does. It's like, let's say that's my target of life, to have the paradise, to live in paradise. And I don't see it as something impossible or just a fantasy. I see it as a reality. I see it as a present possibility, not just a future one. Okay. I don't know if I'm sure any of you have been in any place, in some place that is beautiful in the nature, some place that you had like amazing moments, or even at your home, you can feel at paradise, right? And something that I have seen with working with bodies and body classes is that if the body is released, if the body is light, if you feel happy, it's easier to find the great things in your life, the great things that are a contribution for you. So what if we can create the paradise with our bodies? And I know what I'm saying is like, for this reality, the AI is telling you like, no, Mark, wrong, not possible. We have some pain to handle. We have some obligations to handle. We have some shit to handle. That's how it works, this reality. The AI is not just now like the 5G and the AI that they tell you now that is famous. AI has been working in the planet for centuries. It's part of the unconsciousness. Yeah. What if AI is even part of some things that we consider natural, that can be even like artificial? So yeah, I know that one is hard. Let's poke and pot it, right around with that pot and licentious with poets and beyond. So yeah, what I'm saying is more about being aware and not about making something relevant. Okay. Yeah. So let's expand more. Let's get more space. Yeah. So what if we can get now more present with our bodies? And even if we have any thought, any idea, any emotion that is being activated with all these energies, we can get more present. Okay, so Yeah, we have this gift, we have our body. What if our body is our best friend, our spaceship? It's our best mate. Yeah, so that's about having a body. That's about creating the body, this life. Okay, it's not just about having a mental idea or working mentally for everything. Okay, the mind is very important. But as I was saying, working with bodies, you get more and more to have this space of integrity, of presence, yeah, of peace. When you are totally stimulated, when you are totally, let's say, under the pressure in the track of this reality, it's sometimes difficult to have this space of freedom. Yeah, because if you have peace, if you have relaxation and you have choice, yeah, you have freedom. So what if all of that is available? What if we can access all of this? And what if all of this is more and more available now, every day, every second that we are moving forward, it's everything of that, it's more available. Yeah. We have some person with the audio on. Does anyone has a question wanting to talk? You can write in the chat also if you have a question about it. So yeah, so what if we can keep following this desire, because we have been manipulated to diminish our desires, to not consider our desires as something valuable. Okay, so what if we can see what we desire, what we dream about as something valuable? Because when we talk about paradise, when we talk about joy, about magic, it's something that many of us, we think about it, we desire it. Even most of us, we work for it. We are really like working hard or choosing and doing things and changing and adjusting our life to have more of that, right? So is that just a fantasy, a desire, or it's a reality that is possible? What do we know about that? Yeah. Also, many of us, we have this sense, we have this sense that is from the past, that maybe we experienced that in other moment, and also this sense of the future that we can have it. Okay, so the invitation is always, when we go forward and backwards, future and past, is to take these things also to the present. We can take it to the present. We can say, okay, my future, I would like my future to be like this. Well, you can ask how I would like my future to be. And when we have our mind like totally implanted and distracted, when we ask this question, the answer is always like, I don't know. I don't know this. I cannot answer this. I don't know what I would like. Okay, don't worry. You will know it. You have to keep asking and playing with that. Of course, do whatever you can do, like run your bars, use clearings, choose different, do whatever works for you. Go do sport, like whatever, have fun. Okay, but what you need to do is keep asking that. Also, I always say it's not just you get one day what you want for the future. It's like every time, every day it's changing. Because maybe 3 years ago I wanted something that now I already have it. Okay, so that's being in the space of question. It's being in the space of creation of your reality. Okay, so what if we can create our reality by being in question? Yeah, by asking, okay, what is my reality? Thank you, Mona. Mona is sharing here how to choose the language because some people cannot find it. Thank you very much. And at the same time, she's translating. That's amazing. Thank you, Mona. Yeah, any of you guys that you join the call and you cannot find your language, you have to find it here down in the interpretation symbol. You can choose your language. Okay, I hope you find it. Okay, how are you guys? How is your body? Is your body moving? Is your body excited? So it's about energy also, okay? So many things that I say, I'm just trying to put words into what is an energy reality already, okay? So what if the first language is energy? And what if we are communicating with that all the time? Okay, same with thoughts and dreams and these desires. That's why I'm talking about desires, that it's not just imagination. Or anyway, what if imagination is not bad? What if desire, imagination, it's the source for your life, for creating your life? Okay, I know all of that sounds strange, because in this reality we have been trained to give value to logical thoughts, you know, to transactional reality, to linear reality. I do this, I will get that. I work 8 hours, they will pay me that amount. I behave well, I'm a good citizen. Yeah, you know that one, right? Before it was, I'm a good follower, I'm a good, let's say, whatever, following the religion or following any system, you're a good person, right? So now it's, you're a good citizen, you're a good person. You believe some people, you believe in some people, you believe in science, you're a good citizen. Yeah, now religion is going down. It's not anymore that powerful for people. Many people don't believe it. So now the new religion in the world is science. Well, the scientists that show in the TV, there is good science everywhere in the world, that they really try things. But you know, so all that I'm saying is for us to be aware. Okay, I'm not trying to make anything wrong. It's just to see what's happening. Okay, so it's to see where we are, in which reality we are, in which planet are we, and what's happening in this planet. As you can see now, like more and more, the information is available, right? So we have many sources of information. Okay, so it's very easy to be distracted, especially if you have a TV and especially if you turn it on. Especially if you hear people talking about disasters and things, you know. So don't you notice that these, you know, hearing all the time bad news, terrible things, talking about how bad is the economy, how bad is people around you, how bad is people from other religions and other cultures, that they are the bad ones, that they are invading your country. So if you hear all of that all the time, can you see that it's kind of a good way to turn off the paradise? It's a good turn off for the body and for the paradise, right? If we are talking about shit, because these things are shit, okay, it's a good way to be distracted with all this. Yeah, and then I cannot enjoy the paradise that I have in front of me. So what if paradise is just in front of you? What if paradise is inside you? What if the paradise came already in you? What if it was like what if you were born with the paradise? Yeah, so what if it's not that far? What if we can recall to that, like really get into that space of like, hey, okay, I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to choose something different, okay? People around is choosing shit, people in front of me is choosing whatever. Okay, I don't need to choose it. I don't need to have the same reality, okay? A good question is to ask, what is my reality? Because when you are walking in the street or around people, you can feel very easily affected by their reality. It's like osmosis, you know, like is this exchange like if you mix two waters, you know, and the one water has more mineral than the other one, it gets a balance. When you put water in your body and it has some ingredients or minerals, also it gets balance inside the body, right? This is osmosis, this mixing. So with energies is the same. If you are not present enough, if you are not strong, if you are not strong or present, strong I mean to not give up, you know, your reality or your space. So what happens is that when you go into a room or into the street and you see things, or even you just walk there, suddenly these energies are there in the air, on the air. And then you pick these energies. How many times did you came back from whatever, some event or being somewhere, and then you feel like super strange, super weird, or super upset? So many of that times you're just perceiving and taking these realities, these energies with you. Okay. So what if we did that also along our lives many times? That we have been picking these energies, then we became this energy somehow because you believe it's you. And then even you start to believe that that's how you are. For example, if you have in your life, easily you can feel sad or any other emotion, you can feel upset. So maybe you have been seeing that a lot in your family or around you. You are perceiving that, you are seeing that. You start to mimic that, you start to reproduce that, to do the same. And then you make it as your way of being, okay? So let's talk about that. Right, wrong with Bepok Potonizers, those poets and beyonds, because I know some of you are feeling very sad now and heavy and like, oh my God, that's my story. So not only you, don't worry, it's my story too. And many of us. Yeah, I always say, one day I was thinking, oh shit, it would be much more easier if everyone would be happy around, right? Didn't you think about that? If everyone would be like in, oh my God, yes, joy, happiness, like, woo, life is amazing, you know? Like if everyone would be like that around you, even when you were a child, your family, in the school, in the work, everywhere, like I'm sure it would be pretty easy to feel kind of light, right? So that's an observation that helps me. Is like, okay, I'm surrounded. Maybe I'm not the only one that I'm unhappy here when I feel unhappy, right? So yeah, just think about that, you know? So it's about starting us to create this space, to choose this happiness, or at least to choose the space, you know? Like sometimes maybe you're not euphoric, like laughing, but maybe you just feel in peace. It's a great one to feel in peace, because when you feel in peace, at least you are means that you are not feeling any this disturbance with any heavy energy or something. Oh, you can feel, I mean, sorry, you can see things, you can see this sadness, you can see the upset, but you don't take it, you don't feel it, you are in peace. Oh, okay. Yeah. It doesn't affect you the same way. Yeah. And for this, it's also, of course, choices are very important, you know, I mean, what you choose, you know, sometimes like, yeah, well, I feel a bit bad. And then it's like, and then, yeah, and how is your life? And yeah, well, I'm living with a person that is doing this, and this person is alcoholic. And yeah, yeah, go on. Sure. Didn't understand anything. I have to read again. My brain used to think and analyze information. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, so the best way, or yeah, for me it's to be aware of energy, not my thoughts. I mean, I I learned to function with the energy, and that I learned it a lot, of course, with all access classes and access tools, but truly with the bodies. Because working with the body, it's like the body is talking energy. So then if you can perceive another body, like when you are working with other body, then I learned to listen my body, these subtle reactions or change of the energy that's telling me like, yes, that way, or not that way. But that you cannot find it with a mind that is used to whatever, control, to feelings, used to any kind of limited reality, because the mind will go always, the brain, to doubting, to making a problem, to creating a conflict, etc. That's why I'm saying it's very important that you can get to a space of peace, because you can be, from there you can see all these things, relaxations, presence, all this, it's required somehow to perceive. Okay. Okay, so follow the energy and don't follow your mind. Your mind is the tool. Let me say different. The mind is not bad. It's that we have our mind in a bad shape. It's like you're starting like to practice a sport and you never did a sport, because our mind has been educated to function in a specific way. Our mind is being all the time influenced, right? So like being sharp and brilliant with our minds it's also a choice. It's also an ability. It's a practice. It's like practicing a sport. We have to, with all these tools, with access tools and whatever works for you, just use it, practice it, and commit with yourself. Commit to that. Don't equalize yourself like meeting normal people. That doesn't help you to become a better conscious person. I mean, unless you are very sharp already. Because what this reality has, this AI that is already present in our bodies, in this reality, in our minds, is pulling everyone into the reality, for example, of drama, of worry, of limitation. You only have to meet sometimes some people and then you feel like shit. You only have to go for a family meeting and then afterwards you are fucked for 1 week. You only have to hear your mom or the person that says these like poison words that make you feel like shit, and that's enough to make you feel bad for a couple of weeks, right? It's that easy. Or your boss or whoever that annoys you. I'm joking. You can do anything and it's good to meet them, but yeah, it's good to also choose. It's like you will not get in a better shape if you go to the bar and you drink beer every day instead of going and do some sport, right? If you want to get on shape. So what makes you more aware? What makes you more present in your life? And I'm asking this question not to say like, yeah, you have to concentrate and meditate. No, there's many ways. Or I'm not saying anything. Maybe what makes you present is just go and dance or practice something or read a book or whatever, or go to the bar and be fucking present in the bar while you drink a beer. You can also, okay? And Mona is asking why there is a separation between body and us. Good question. Yeah, it's a reality where we are, where there is separation, there is no communion, but that's what we are choosing, and more is available to have this connection, this communion. What if it's a choice? And what if many of us, or let's say all of us, we are pioneers on that? When you see many people that might be busy with some drama and, let's say, interesting realities, what if that doesn't make us feel, let's say, discourageous? Instead of that makes us feel like, hey, I'm choosing something greater. I'm different. Okay, let's keep going. Who else want to join that? You know, it's not about the others, to see the others changing. Is about you keep doing that. You keep doing that you love, that you want to see, that you want to have in your life. You keep choosing it. You keep doing it. So let's keep choosing communion with our bodies. How can I have more communion with my body? How can I have better connection with my body? Yeah. I ask myself that all the time. How can I enjoy? Okay, body, what would be fun? And these things changes all the time. Sometimes I need to practice some sport. I need to do a bicycle and ride a bicycle for, I don't know, for many weeks. I do it and then suddenly I stop and I start doing some other activity. I start to do gym, or I start to go running, or start to do bars like crazy. Sometimes I like to do bars like every day almost, and it's the best gift. And maybe then I'm like, oh, 1 month and I didn't receive the bars. Like, oh, I think I need one session. So everything can be a contribution. So how can I get in more communion? It's just a question, okay? It's not even about doing anything. The question is what opened the awareness, and then with this awareness, is if it's doing something, you choose it, you do it, okay? Is it clear, this process? Like the question would be like first step for any creation. Here's where we use our minds to create, using the question. You use this crazy mind that you can stop it to create. Okay, so you can use all this energy for creation. Okay, how can I change that? Yeah. How can my life can be greater? What else is possible? Yeah. Okay. Tell me. Okay, I think you guys that you are in English, you don't hear the question, right? Because before I suppose, did you hear it? No, right? I will say it again. No problem. Thank you, Aziza. Yeah, I can read it also. Yeah, Aziza was reading a question. Sorry, guys, since she's translator, you couldn't hear it, so I will just say it again, okay? So there's another question here that says, as a human being, it's okay to feel sad or unwell. So as far as I experience it, it's better to my body and mind to choose the reaction to whatever emotion I feel. Yeah, that's interesting. You know, the reaction. It's a very good place to get present. It's like let's say it's the best place in your life where you can practice presence when you are in a reaction. Okay, because you can see you are going somewhere else and you are being totally controlled. You are doing a lot of control, allowing the limitations to control you. And she says, or he, and at some point I started to enjoy any emotion. Good. But sometimes I feel creepy about this skill. So yeah, what if you can keep doing the same? If you feel creepy, you can allow this also, as you allow any emotion. You know, it's like something that helps a lot is having allowance. I love that you say that, hey, at some point I started to enjoy any emotion. That's super cool. because stopping it, it's not also going to change it, you know, like suppressing something many times is not helping. I mean, most of times it helps to just allow it. I mean, keep going with that, and then if you are getting more aware, you will see it. You will get more and more clear with that, because you can see it and then like, okay, I really want to change that. For me, I remember when I started my path in the spiritual world or in the life of, let's say, getting more conscious many years ago, I noticed I was so fucked up and so upset with life and with the world. And at the same time, I couldn't allow it. So that was horrible. You feel in a very limited place, because you feel upset, but at the same time, you cannot feel upset. So what's the end result? You are weak, because you don't even have the upset to say like, I'm upset or I don't like this. You don't even have this power to say when you don't like something. You became just a kind of like a powerless person that is, oh yes, like oh no, like you cannot say much. So that was my reality, and probably the reality of many people. So then when I saw that, I say like, okay, I have to allow the emotions. So I started to allow the emotions. So I started, well, emotions or whatever that was showing up in my life. So I started to allow myself to be upset and to say no to people and say, I don't like this, or what are you doing? I don't agree with that. I'm not agreeing that. And at some moment was like, holy shit, that's like going so far, you know, like, because I was finding myself like confronting people and and having fights and fighting and allowing the fight, you know, and at some moments like, holy shit, this is maybe it's not the good path, the good way. But I was aware that I needed that. I was needing this allowance of, okay, allow everything that is there. Then with the time, with many tools, many classes and everything, but it's also whenever you're ready to change something, you change it, okay? You can be doing all tools and then it changes someday that you get there, okay? Some things change immediately, some things can take longer. And slowly it's getting such a different space with many of these reactions to, okay, yeah, I can see something, I can receive it, and I don't need to be upset because someone is upset with me. I don't need to react to someone that is trying to put me down or to make me feel bad. I can feel strange. I can feel the shit. I can feel everything, but I have more choice. Okay, there is the big five that is a new amazing, let's say, awareness and tools in Access that is very, very effective on that. You know, because one of the elements is the need of reaction, the need of reactive response. How is it? Norse need of reactive realities. Okay, so it's about that. It's about when you have this need to react to something that shows up. Okay, so when you clear this big five, you get more aware with that, you will have more of this space of peace, okay, of no reaction. Just try it. Is there any question? I see some mic on. Liliana? Look like not. Okay, I will check the chat again. She's saying how to facilitate people when they only go into their mind and don't use the awareness, because sometimes feeling looking like awareness. Yeah, so having a lot of allowance, okay? It's same what it's similar than facilitating. It's similar than having this crazy person of your family that push your buttons. So that's a good thing. I think we all facilitators are doing that because we really need help in our lives, you know. We really need it. You know, there's so crazy people is so crazy around us that we kind of have to fix something, you know, like it's like I cannot stand it, you know, I cannot thrive, I cannot survive here with this crazy family. So I need to either I go into drugs or I go into healing. And first we did drugs, many people, and then you choose healing if you're lucky. Some they stayed on drugs. That's what we do, people. That's what people do with drugs and any addiction, you know, you suppress something. So the way to not face or choose different, you know, like you cannot handle something, so you take some medicine, some drug. Okay, if that becomes an addiction, so there you go. You cannot see what life is showing to you. Okay, so many of us we experience that. So it's the same in life as it's in a class. If you have allowance, if you can receive it, you can help. I mean, you can get somewhere else. And then if you have this level of presence, you can also be intense. You can also react to something. You can also allow it. You can be pissed. Even you can be much more. That's a cool thing, that when you have total allowance, it means that you can have allowance for also being any kind of emotion that is required. Okay, it's about playing. It's about playing. It's about playing this life. It's a game. You know, whenever you feel like you are suffering a lot, like, okay, let me play with that. Let's play more. If in some moment you are worried and struggling, check if you are playing, if you are having fun, if you are playing with that, if you are willing to play, or you are reacting and saying like, oh my God, like this person is so blah, 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 is horrible. This person is doing this to me and my family is horrible and wherever my boss is horrible. Okay. It's about playing. What can I choose here? What can I be? Okay. Choice is also includes what you choose to be, what you can be, the energy that you can be. Okay. Not just like what you say. You know, many times we are busy with what we say and what we do, but the first step is being. You know, if you are confident, you don't need to think about what you will say. Okay. If you are happy, you don't have to be busy if the conversation is going to be interesting. Because you are being something, okay? So what can I be? What can I be for this to be fun? What can I be to play with this? What do I have to be here? What is the game? What do I have to play here? Yeah. So what if all this that I'm talking, it's part of this, hey, playing with this reality so I can see the paradise. Yeah. If I'm too busy with handling this reality only or struggling with it, of course there is no joy. There's no time for the joy. There's no time for the paradise. Okay, but now you will remember like, oh, I have choice. You will remember, oh, I can play. So I play with these crazy people, and then and then you find your friends, the dogs, the birds that are coming to visit you when you're in the nature, all these, like, oh my God, that's so easy. That's my people. They are my friends. They are happy for me. And then luckily you can have also people around that is like this. So what if you also choose that? It's also a choice. Some people's like, yeah, I'm struggling. Like, yeah, and you have like a worse person next to you. So it's also choice. You choose with who you are. And I know you might say, okay, my family, but I didn't choose them. I cannot change them like friends. Well, okay. But you don't need to live with them, right? You don't need to sleep in the same room with your parents, right? Maybe when you were a baby, you had to do it, but now sometimes like one meal every 6 months or per year, it's fine. Or anything that works for you, okay? So we have choice. Uh, and the same person says, whoa, I think I go into and help, how to do and help them. Yes, we try to fix them because they are paying us when they come to a session or when we are doing a class. And yeah, what if you can also allow them to choose and not take everything as your responsibility? It's not your responsibility. You have tools, you have a question for them, you have space. What if a lot of facilitating is about the space of receiving? It's about receiving, not just about how do you solve the problem, okay? And with life, the same. Many times it's about the space you can be, not about how you do it, how do you react to it. I learned that many times there's something intense and everyone is expecting, okay, so what do we do? Like, okay, we don't know. Maybe we don't need to know it now. Let's talk later, or let's wait a moment. Sometimes when there is something showing up that was not expected, then it comes all the reactions. And then, yeah, many times we just need to be space. Okay, let's relax. Let's be space and ask a question. Okay, what's possible here? Okay, there is one more question. Last one, I guess. Yes, last one. Sometimes it looks like I'm close to dissociation and delusions when I experience something bad, and I choose to play with it if it is happening not to me and not real, but as in a movie. Oh, nice. Feels like I'm running from facing the reality. But on the other hand, my body feels safe. How to stay in the golden middle in these situations? You are very poetic. Or maybe it's the Google translator. Sometimes when you translate a language, it sounds very cool, like you translate from Japanese but I think that's from Russian, right? Do you think it's the Google translator, or is the person it's very kind of cool? So you're very smart, and yeah, how can you use? You're very talented. So yeah, you have also this ability to see things as a movie. So that's the power of your mind also. And that's, yeah, the more conscious we get and magic, we can see that what we can create with our minds, it's a reality. So it's where we get more and more sharp with what we think, because what you think and what you create with your mind is the reality you can create. she's saying now in the chat, it's not the translator, it's my English. I practice when down. No, it's just amazing. I was not saying that was bad. I was meaning that it's very, very nice. You have a very nice way to talk. Very creative skills. So yeah, what if you can use that skills for your life? What if that movies that you have, that's why I'm insisting into, hey, take care of you. Like, what do you choose? With who are you going? What are you choosing? I remember when I was a teenager and I was going every weekend to the disco and my life was shit, you know? And then it's someone like, what am I doing there? Supposedly you go there to find like your partner, and then it's like the worst drunk people there, like that you kiss and you don't find anymore the person because you cannot see well in the disco. It's so dark, and it's, at the same time we are all drunk. They're like, oh, you're almost kissing like an animal, and then you pretend to find your lover there, right? So it's like it's very important. What are you doing, you know? Like, so if you are surrounded with stupid people, it's normal that your mind thinks in a stupid way. Okay. Okay. Okay, you're a man. Sorry, I thought you were a woman. If I said she or something, no problem. People also get confused with me with a woman. We have a lot of woman energy. That's that's something good. Okay, we have to take it as a compliment, not as a something bad. Women like us because we have woman energy. So because we can understand them, because we are more woman than them even. That's the bad thing about the humanoids, and you know, people, man that is very sensitive is worse than woman. It's more sensitive. It's like the extreme, you know. It's like that's why many people ask us if we are gay, you know, because we are very, very sensitive, and gay men are very also woman, you know, like it's like double woman, you know, like I'm going to be woman, so I'm not a woman, so if I'm being a woman, I'm double woman. So with sensitive men that we are not gay, you know, people think that we are gay sometimes, but yeah, it's fine. They can think whatever they want. Who cares? I don't care. And Lupita says, what if this person is your partner? I don't know. You mean this person that makes you happy, or what do you mean? Sorry. It can happen that we have the enemy at home, you know, but that's already like the reality of the 90s, you know, and the beginning of 2000. Now we are in the 20s, 2020. We have to already choose different, you know. He's saying that things that the worst case all the time. Okay. Yeah. So what the space can you be for that? Okay, I'm not saying you have to stop your relationship if you cannot. Sometimes it's not perfect, you know, so we cannot stop a relationship because there is something only. So we have to kind of receive that. So yeah, what space can you be for that? Yeah, what can you be different that will contribute to that to be also different? Okay, we cannot go to the person and change the person. It's more about the contribution. What contribution can I be? And yeah, it's really also to focus on you. So if you choose different, like even the other person can change just because you are getting better, you know. Even you think the other person should change much more because he's in let's say heavier reality, right? So it's like, yeah, I want to help this person. It's like, yeah, you keep shining and choosing different. The other person maybe can join you someday, and if not, yeah, you cannot force. And she says, can you contribute? Somebody ask for more paradise energy with the space. Yes, ask more of that, okay? Ask more of this paradise. I'm really asking for that all the time. As many of you know, I came to a place in the countryside 3 years ago, and I can tell you, like, my creation with the land is insane. I mean, when I came here, it was kind of like super abandoned and abused, the land. It was painful. I couldn't come here. It's actually where my family comes from. So it's a family land, and like all my family lives here, and I know this place, and I couldn't come for many years because it was so heavy to come here because the land was so screaming and uncomfortable. And I had to escape always. I had to run away always. And suddenly, with all this reality that got created with COVID, I had the chance to come here and everything open up and I settle here. And then it's like, okay, if I stay here, that has to change. I mean, I cannot be here. I cannot see that. So like, okay, I cannot change people. I consider like, oh my God, I should talk to everyone and tell them that what they are doing and care more about the nature and land. But okay, after many times having this fantasy in my head, like some like becoming the superhero and like making a meeting with all of them and like, hey, we have to look something different for the future and imagining that on my head all the time, I drop it and I said like, okay, maybe something else is possible. And then, okay, I started to ask more, okay, I just celebrating what is already a paradise. Okay, the trees are small because everything got burned, because whatever happened in this reality, that all the forest got burned many years ago. So all the forest is weak and small. Okay, let's see the magic of this. Let's see all the plants, all the animals that are showing, and you start to enjoy and celebrate any wild animal that shows, and more starts to show, like there's anytime more coming to me and showing up. And then the trees grew like crazily the last years. Summers are very hard here and very dry, so it's even kind of like scary. And it's crazy. I come here sometimes after being 1 month out or 2 weeks, not raining at all, and I come and like, okay, guys, let's create rain here. Let's start to pull. Let's start to engage with the entities, with the elementals, with the magic. And guess what? It starts to rain. And guess what? The last summers it rained like crazy. Last year was the worst summer here. I came back in July from a trip. It was like a emergency, almost like a state because of the heat and no raining. Started to do something like really, hey, let's change that. And guess what? This month it became the month July that rained the most, and then of the summer. And then one day they showed a map here in Catalonia, in my region, and say like, okay, the town with the most raining of the year is that town, and it was my town. And I was like, fucking hell, it's a dry place. It's known because it went crazy the last 20 years or whatever, like for many years, it's super dry. It's not raining. It's a very dry area. And last year, suddenly became the town with the most raining levels. And I say, it's all these signs of like, okay, thank you. Yeah, that's paradise. I'm seeing the paradise. The paradise is coming to me. You pull the paradise in. Even if you are in the city, just start to acknowledge these things and thank you these things, be grateful for these things. And okay, I see you. I see that tree, like, holy shit, that's amazing. This tree is beautiful. I see you, when you start to see this magic, this paradise, and same with people, you see magic and wonderful people, more of this will show up. So more of the paradise is showing up in your life, and you're creating the paradise with your body, because it's through your body engaging, receiving the energy, enjoying it, having this joy in your body that you create it. So it's with your body, okay? Yeah, Mona says, I go to the coffee place every day because just there is people that is serving her. So she's having this joy. So yeah, there's many things, okay? Okay, guys, I think it was getting very interesting, right? Okay, the Arabic lady, not Mona. Mona is the translator. Thank you. How are you guys? Are you great? I hope you're great. By the way, I'm going to Romania this weekend. The ones that you are there, we will meet there. And the ones that you are not, maybe we meet somewhere else. You can join still Romania. We're going to do body class and like a magic session of my creation, and maybe some other event during the weekend. So yeah, we will We'll inform you. Just be aware. You will receive the informations. And yeah, I hope we meet somewhere else. I'm saying hi to all of you guys in different countries: Turkey, Taiwan, Kazakhstan, Belgium, many places, Argentina. It's so beautiful. Thank you very much. Spain, of course, Italy. Very cool. United States. I know of some of you from being in some classes, so thank you for being here. And the new ones also, thank you. A pleasure. And yeah, hope seeing you somewhere. Bye-bye. Enjoy the paradise. Let's keep creating the paradise together. It's important to be together also. When you're alone, sometimes you feel very alone. When you are with someone, you can feel supported, you know? So it's very cool to engage with wizards. Thank you very much, translators, and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Gracias.
Gracias. 谢谢.
谢谢，
See you. Bye-bye.
拜拜。
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, thank you.
Ciao, ciao.